In the last 60 days, I made over $300,000 with my Shopify store. And today, I'm gonna break down the entire process. I'll be showing you exactly how I found the product, how I built and designed my store, and how I scaled to this level. On this channel, I'm currently documenting the entire process of growing my e-commerce brand with as much transparency as possible so that I can lead by example and help you start your own online store this year. So if you're interested in starting your own online business and you want to support your boy, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content just like this. I'm going to be dropping new videos every single Friday. But for now, let's get started with the video. All right, so anytime I share information, I just want to make sure it's always backed up by results. And that's why I'm going to show you the dashboard of my Shopify store and the profits. You see, today we've got some sales, but if we go from the 3rd of February to the 3rd of December, you'll see that we did around 299,000, which it's about 300, but we just refunded some people. And then if I go to the calculator, everybody's asking me what app this is. This app is called Profit Calc. It's not the craziest profit in the world, but you know, for 60 days, that's really not bad to me. $60,000 in profit, 20% profit margin. So that's the results of this store. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is how I found the product. Product research is one of those things that a lot of people are struggling with, and I feel like I really have a good understanding of how to consistently find winners. So let's start with that. So in my opinion, there's only two things that define if a product has potential. The first thing is if the product is already selling and there's a clear marketplace for this product, not just a seasonal marketplace, but something that is going to be selling for months and years to come. It just doesn't make any sense to try to be the first person to sell a product when there's so many products out there that have already proven themselves. The second thing that I'm always looking for is a unique way to market this product that's already selling. Now, this can come in a variety of factors. Sometimes it's as simple as making a better website and better video than the people you're competing against. Other times it's taking a product that's working and completely changing the angle that it's being marketed as. In the case of this store, I've actually done both. So I found this product, it was selling extremely well. I saw areas for improvement with the competitor's website, and I came up with my own unique angle to market the product. Even though there were other people making thousands of dollars a day with this product, the way that I positioned myself allowed my product to appear as something new in the eyes of the customer. A great example of a marketing angle that I've seen recently is this mask guard, I think you would call it. So when I first started seeing this product, people were advertising it as a way to breathe better in your mask. But I recently saw a store that was crushing it, going at the angle of protecting your lipstick and not smearing your makeup. So it's just a quick example of how changing the angle of a product can completely open up a new marketplace for you. Now, when it comes to finding these products, I actually found mine on the Facebook newsfeed. So every single day you can go on the newsfeed and scroll and look for products that are working. This is nothing new. This is a strategy that I've been using since 2017, but it still works to this day because of the principles that I just shared. I also really like the Amazon movers and shakers tool, and I actually made a dedicated video about product research 2 weeks ago, and I'll link that in the description down below. But don't leave just yet, because there's a lot more value that I have to share outside of product research. The product itself is important, but it is not the biggest thing. There's winning products in front of your face every single day, and you may have even tested a couple of them, but why are you struggling to scale? Truth is, it usually comes down to the design of your store, the conversion rate, what you're doing to maximize your profits, and of course, your advertising. The next thing I want to talk about is how I built and designed my store and why it's working so well. So there's a couple different types of stores out there. You have general stores, you have broad niche stores, and then you have branded stores. And what I'm running is actually a branded store. There's not just one product, there's a couple different products on there, but they're all quite similar and do somewhat the same thing. This method works extremely well because your customers really feel a sense of trust with your company. Now, before I built a branded store around this product, I was running a broad niche store to test products, and I found this one, and then I built a brand around it. So my best piece of advice if you're just starting out is build something broad so that you can test, and once you find a winner, brand that thing as soon as possible. This strategy just makes sense. You test products, you find one that works, and then you build the best platform for that product to shine and make as much money as possible. This allows you to become the top seller in the market, have long-term potential, and even the opportunity to sell your brand when you're finished with it. So that's 100% the roadmap that I recommend that you follow. The next reason why your store is probably struggling is because your product page is not that optimized. You can see great results with a generic Shopify product page, but what I'm using right now, I don't see many people using, and it works extremely well. So I actually use this app called Gem Pages. It's a landing page builder, somewhat similar to ClickFunnels, specifically designed for Shopify, and this thing crushes it for me. I really like how it's set up, and it allows you to set up bundles as well, so you can maximize your profit on every sale. So this product page layout is quite similar to what I'm using. Mine is a little different, and I can make a detailed video on that if you guys want to see it, but this is a great example that I wanted to show you. This is a page that has been done with Gem Pages, it looks like, and I really like this setup. So they have the reviews at the top, they have the headline right here, they have the bullet points that give you just right away what the product is gonna do, and then they have these trust badges, which I like a lot better than, you know, trusted seller, Visa, MasterCard. Those trust badges, I don't really like using them anymore. It just gives a scammy feel. And then they have some basic descriptions about the product. They have reviews, how the product works, why you should use the product. They have their Instagram page. I think they've included a little too much stuff on here. The thing I like the most though is this setup right here. This works extremely well, and a lot of the biggest brands are doing this. Basically, you have your first offer, you have your second offer, and then you have your best offer, which is gonna make you the most money and is the best deal for the customer. At the bottom of the page, they just have some frequently asked questions, and it wraps up there. This product page is exceptionally done, and I think that this is a great template for you guys to follow. Building your website out this way makes it so much easier to scale and find a winning product. Because at that point, you're doing what I like to call profit maximization. If you have bundles on your website, if you're setting up text and email marketing, these things make it so much easier to run ads because you're making more money on every single customer that's coming through. Everything just starts to flow, and it seems like your ads are just crushing it. At least that's been my experience. My best piece of advice, if I could wrap it up in 1 to 2 sentences about building a store, is this. Build out a broad niche store that looks clean and professional to test products. Once you find a winning product on that store, build a branded store for it, build a nice product page, and focus on profit maximization with bundles, upsells, SMS, email marketing, and conversion rate optimization. If you do that, you will be able to turn your winning product into a long-term brand. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot of work, but it's gonna be much easier if you do it this way than if you try to just keep chasing those one-off individual sales. All right, so the last piece of the puzzle is the actual scaling strategy itself. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, this is really the easiest part of the whole process. As long as you did everything that I talked about before, you found a great product, you built a great funnel, scaling it is not that difficult. Now, big disclaimer, before scaling, make sure that you have these 2 things set up. Make sure you have a good fulfillment team on board. I'm gonna put the link down below to my agent of who I work with. This way your customers are actually getting the products and you can trust that who you're working with is reliable. And make sure you have a good customer service rep. I have somebody that is answering emails, DMs, and taking phone calls. This just increases your customer experience significantly and make sure you don't have to deal with chargebacks. I've got over 15,000 orders on this store and I've had 3 chargebacks. Now, knock on wood, but we're doing a pretty good job and I want to keep it that way. So there's 3 platforms that I'm using for scaling. I'm using Facebook, I'm using YouTube, and I'm using influencers. My Facebook scaling strategy is extremely simple. I strictly use CBO campaigns and I always start them at $300 a day budget. The first 2 scaling campaigns that I use are interest scaling campaigns. Basically, I take the top performing interests that are working in my ad account and I duplicate them into a interest scaling campaign at $300 a day and I let that thing rip. One thing that I do is that I separate the US audience from the other e-packet countries, so that way I have 2 campaigns that can both run alongside each other. The next thing I do is I use lookalike audiences to scale. Now, I can't stress this enough when I say I literally test every single lookalike available in my ad account. Instead of doing some lookalike testing campaign, I just take them for each objective and launch them right away into a $300 budget campaign. Because at this point, if my product's already validated and it's already been working, why would I play with a small budget and slowly ramp up when I could just crank it right away and see if it works? So I think along my 2 ad accounts to scale this, I probably had like 15 lookalike audience campaigns going, and these were the bulk of my scale. And then lastly, I always run retargeting and I spend a good amount of money on it. I run 3 different retargeting campaigns. One for conversions that happen in 1 day, one for conversions that happen in 7 days, and the last one for 14 days. The reason why I segment them across different days is because I speak to those people a little differently. If somebody just came to my website today, there's something very specific that we want to tell them. Usually it's something along the lines of, hey, we still have this product available for you. Use this discount code to come back and buy it now. Now, if it's 14 days, we need to get some scarcity to get them back in the door so they remember us again. I usually like to say something along the lines of, we're running out of stock. Get it before it's too late. This is your last chance. Because now they recognize our brand, they haven't seen us in a while, and they think that this is one of their last opportunities to get the product. Now, I don't know how you feel about fake scarcity and all that, but every brand does it. Nike does it, Adidas does it. It's everywhere. You're never gonna get away from it. It's a marketing principle. Now, for scaling on YouTube, it's even simpler. Every single day, I'm testing new audiences with my winning creative. And when I find an audience that's working, I increase the budget by 20% every 2 to 3 days. So this is the only thing I've gotten to work with scaling. I'm still a student. I'm still experimenting with YouTube. I'm no expert, but it brings us a couple $1,000s a day in sales. And I talked about that on my last video. And then the last thing I do for scaling is using influencers. So I send my product out to around 5 influencers a month, usually YouTube influencers. I don't do too much Instagram influencers. And these people go out and promote our products. They make videos, usually with like a 30 to 1 minute pre-roll ad promoting our product, and it helps a lot. We might not see a major direct ROI from this, but the association of a customer seeing our product from their favorite influencer over and over and over again, and then they get hit with our retargeting ads, it really helps us scale significantly. That's pretty much everything that I did to generate those results. Hopefully you guys found some value from this video. I've really been trying to ramp up my production quality and my content overall. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. I've been working really hard on these videos for you guys, sometimes spending 5 to 10 hours editing them. So I appreciate all the support. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Gonna be uploading a new video every single Friday. So I'll see you guys next Friday. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Peace.